Right, this is an interesting one. This is, what are your thoughts on sugar? Should it be avoided forever? Or should it be reintroduced in small amounts? Now, I'm guessing this sounds like it's come from someone who's like maybe trying to give up sugar as a New Year's resolution. That sort of vibe. Like, what's the journey? What do you think?
I always think 80-20 rule. Anything above is like, unless you're a professional athlete, you don't ever need to ban anything out of your life. Because number one, it's that whole relationship of, I'm not allowed this now, it's all I'm going to think about. But number two, like just balance. Like 80-20 is a good start point, or if that's too much, like 70-30 or whatever. But like, sugar is bad for you, right? If we look at the science, it's bad for your brain, bad for your body. But like, we're not on this planet to be these perfect little robots, you know what I mean? We're here to live a bit. And that's where the fun is for me anyway, with sugar. Like, so it's like, be good most of the time, but then enjoy it. Like if it's a friend's birthday and they're like, here's some cake. Like, no, like you want to have those days here and there. You just don't want them to be every week in your life, or like every day like that. Because it's kind of like, I've been really getting into the brain side of things lately, like how your diet affects your brain. Kind of like right now, young and healthy, don't really care. Like, I don't care, but you read the facts about like when you're 60, 70, 80 plus and like Alzheimer's, or just brain health in general. It's kind of mad to think what these, I mean, alcohol and sugar are poisons as such, but like they're fun poisons, but that's that 80-20 coming into it again. So I wouldn't say, like, whoever you're talking about, like, if they banned it purely for diet, like New Year, let's get rid of sugar. I've done that too, and all it leaves me with is feelings of like, oh no, I'm never going to have sugar again, and I love that. Like, so now I'm just sad. Whereas if you pick like 80-20, like, all right, I'm going to be good, it's good for me health, but I get to pick and choose when I have it. And then it's like, I look forward to that, because it's like a treat kind of, but then it's also like reminds me, right, the bigger picture is this, but I can still have that little bit of enjoyment. Like,
You've got to live like your life, haven't you? And
yeah,
people's birthdays, like celebrations, things that you enjoy, you've got to have them. And I think the only exception to that rule is that you touched on it at the beginning. The answer was, unless you're going to be a professional athlete at the top of the game, or like say somebody that wants to like step on stage and be like a figure athlete or something like that.
Yeah.
But for most people who just want to be fitter, healthier, happier, stronger, leaner, etc., I think I probably couldn't have answered that any better. The 80-20 rule, like on the head, brilliant.
Boom. Yeah, it's the athlete one is always a good analogy, because it's like, they don't live their life in season, right? So when they're in season, there's a lot on the line for them, so they have to live that little bit more rigid. Then off season, it's like, right, they don't. So it's like, we treat ourselves like athletes full time every day for the rest of our lives. It's like, there's times when, like, right, let's say I'm going to a wedding in 4 weeks, and I'm like a little bit not as comfortable as I want to be in the clothes I'm wearing. Of course, 4 weeks, head down, ban everything out of your life. It's a short term to get to there. It's not your new diet for life. It's just a means to an end. And when that end is there, try get like back to that balanced life of most of the time I'm good. So you can totally use like those 6 week shred style diets, but be aware they're not a healthy diet for life. They're like an athlete, like, right, I'm stepping on stage in 6 weeks, I've got to get to that level. After 6 weeks, they're not still doing that for the rest of their lives, sort of thing.
Most people do that. I mean, I always take my hat off to people who do those competitions, because that is some serious like drive, willpower, motivation. But a lot of people, like you say, them after they've competed, like an hour later, they're in Mackey's, like eating everything inside, and like going from polishing their halo, they're so good and so strict with themselves, to like the complete opposite. And I guess it's not the best way to be living your life. So yeah, let's go 80-20 all the way.
80-20, yeah. And that'll slide to like, 70, 60, and then you go back up again. But then I have some rules. It's like Christmas Day, doesn't matter. You're having a tin of roses for breakfast, and you're having a tin of roses for lunch. And you're having far too many calories, and you're having 10 desserts. But there's only one Christmas Day a year, and it should be like that. Like, and then your birthday can be similar.